Hi everyone! How are you all doing today? Hi everyone! How are you all doing today? Are you having a good afternoon? Hi Pablo! Hi Edsel, how are you doing? How old are you, Pablo? And Edsel, how old are you guys? Please let me know if the music is too loud or too soft and I can fix that for you, okay? You're 8! 8 is a super duper fun age. Are you excited for the story today? Okay, so we'll be starting in 8 minutes. In exactly 8 minutes, we'll be starting our story. You're 9! Okay, so 8 and 9. Those are really fun ages. Hi, Teacher Ria! Okay, so we'll wait for a few more to come. Remember kids, you can comment down your names on the comment section and you can ask for a shout out, okay? Thank you, Edsel. Do you recognize the songs that I'm playing now? It's actually from the movie Sleeping Beauty. The story that we'll be having today is Sleeping Beauty. So I'm playing music from the movie. I hope you guys are okay with that. Oh, and you can also comment down your favorite Disney princesses. I would like to see who your favorite Disney princesses are. Wow, our story is Sleeping Beauty. Yes, that's our story today, Sleeping Beauty. I know it's about someone who's sleeping, but I hope you're not so sleepy. I hope you enjoy the story. I love Sleeping Beauty too, Aurora. Who else? Who else are your favorite Disney princesses? Or Disney characters, whoever you want. Let me know. Let me know if the music is okay, alright? I used to watch Sleeping Beauty over and over again when I was a child. It was on loop all day. It got to a point where I knew the dialogue of the entire movie. I know, I really liked Sleeping Beauty. Actually, I watched it again recently and I really made me remember how much I liked it as a child. It's a really nice story. Okay, we'll be starting in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes we'll be starting. Yours is Mickey Mouse. Ooh, of course. Mickey Mouse is like the main person. Hi from Noel. Hi Noel. How old are you, Noel? My favorite Disney princess is Belle. Oh, Belle is nice too. I love Belle. So did you guys have a good lunch? Did you guys have a good lunch today? I hope you ate lots. Oh, more people are coming in. Hi, Teacher Nina. Hi, Teacher Leslie. Mine is Aurora and Elsa. Well, perfect, because our story today is about Aurora and Elsa from Frozen. How old are you, Noelle? I'm excited too. Sleeping Beauty was my favorite growing up. I found Aurora so pretty. I love her name too. Yes, you know what? I've always liked Sleeping Beauty. Aurora's hair. It's very golden and long and so nice. I always found her very pretty also. I had chicken for lunch. Ooh, really? I had spring rolls for lunch. You're 4, Noelle. I hope you enjoy. Okay, we have 3 more minutes. We'll be starting in 3 minutes. I'm actually very excited to tell you all this story because it's from this book full of Disney stories. And the one that we'll be reading today is Sleeping Beauty, so it's just one of the stories. So I'm very excited. Hello from Madison. Hi, Madison. How old are you, Madison? I had dynamite for lunch. Ooh, is that the spicy one? Do you like spicy, Pablo? Yes, oh, okay. I also really like dynamite. It's super yummy and really spicy too, right? Alright, we have 2 minutes. I'm so excited. We have 2 more minutes till we begin. I hope you're all excited, just like me. One more minute. We can wait. Maybe a few more people would like to join us today. Teacher, you're as pretty as you're as pretty as Sleeping Beauty. I wish, Edsel, I wish. I almost started crying. Oh, because it's super spicy? Is that why you almost started crying, Pablo? We had chop suey for lunch, Ayan and Amber. Hello, Ayan and Amber. And hi, Daniel. Thank you for joining us today. Teacher, how old are you? I am 23 years old. Thank you for asking, Edsel. Hi, Teacher Monica. I'm Gab. Hi, Gab. How old are you, Gab? Alright, it's 3 o'clock. Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Teacher Monica and I'm from Make Believe Productions. I'm so glad to be here with all of you today on the Ayala Alabang Town Center page. Of course, for a storytelling session, okay? I'm beyond glad to be here and I'm happy to be spending a lot of time with all of you here today, with all of you kids and kids at heart. Alright, and of course, I'm very excited to be making a lot of magic with you today as well. Okay, so of course, during the story, maybe as you are listening, please feel free to comment whatever you're feeling interact. Maybe you like to interact as well, or maybe you'd also like to react to the things that are going on in the story. All right. Okay, maybe you can even dress up as Princess Aurora from Sleeping Beauty. Okay, maybe you want to dress up like Princess Aurora. You can put some lipstick maybe, or some blush, or anything you like. Or you can also dress up as any Disney princess or any Disney character. Or you can also get your teddy bear pillow to stay with you as you're listening to the story. Okay, and of course, maybe you'd also like to be taking pictures of your reactions and interactions. And of course, please upload them online and use the hashtags #TinyTowniesCreate and #MakeBelieveAtHome. Okay, does that sound good? Yes? All right. Of course, before we begin, we will have 3 special rules. Kids, can you all say 3 special rules? 3 special rules. Okay, rule number 1. Special rule number 1 is to explore, okay? This is your time to really, really explore and let your imagination run wild so you can imagine anything you want and you can be who you want to be during the story. Okay, and rule number 2, can we all say rule number 2? Rule number 2 is to keep creating. So even if the signal gets interrupted, the signal might get interrupted, that's okay, that happens because we're using a different medium for storytelling today. That's okay, please stay on and don't go because I will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, so we'll keep on creating even if the signal stops. All right, and rule number 3, I think rule number 3 is my favorite rule, and I think it's also your super duper favorite rule. Can we all say rule number 3? Rule number 3 is to have fun. Okay, of course, this is the most important rule of all because I want all of you to have loads of fun. All right. I love Ariel. My sister Amber's favorite is Belle, and my baby sister was Aurora on her birthday. Oh, really? Did she dress up as Aurora? Did she also wear a crown and maybe a dress even? Yes? All right. I think we're ready. So the story we're going to be reading today, kids, is Sleeping Beauty. Oops, sorry, the book is a little bit heavy. All right. Today our story will be Sleeping Beauty. All right. Have you all heard of Sleeping Beauty, kids? Have you all heard of Aurora? Yes? Okay. Her name is Aurora. But of course, before we begin the story, we're going to be singing one of our favorite songs. That's right, I think you all know this song. Kids, do you know what song I'm talking about? Do you know what song we're about to sing? Okay, so we'll be doing the magic of stories, okay? So of course, before we begin, I would just like to show you some of the moves that we'll be doing along with the song The Magic of Stories. Okay, so first, have you traveled to crystal seas? When you hear that, can you all go like this? Pretend you're looking far and wide. Okay, put your hands like this over your eyebrows and pretend you're looking. So have you traveled to crystal seas? Okay, got that? And when you hear ran on rainbows and swung through trees, okay, ran on rainbows, pretend you're making a rainbow. Ran on rainbows and swung through trees. Okay, so when you make a rainbow, just pretend you're drawing a rainbow like this. Okay, and swung through trees. Okay, all you need is to find a key. So it's like you're just unlocking something with a key. All you need is to find a key, read a book, you'll see. Pretend you're reading a book, pretend you're opening a book. Read a book, you'll see. Okay? There are worlds that the eyes can't see. Go like this again, kids. Pretend you're looking again. There are worlds that the eyes can't see. All right? with furry monsters. When you hear furry monsters, act like you're super duper scared. Furry monsters. Furry monsters and kings and queens. Okay, so for kings, stand tall, okay? Sit or stand tall, pretend you're a king, okay? Kings and the queens. Okay, when you hear queens, go like this. Wave like you're a queen. Okay, with furry monsters and kings and queens, where you play chess with a centipede. Okay, when you play chess with a centipede, maybe kids, maybe you're watching with mommy or daddy or ate or kuya or anyone who you're with. When you play chess with a centipede, I'd like you to give them a high five. So high five whoever is beside you. Okay, but if no one's beside you and you're watching alone, that's okay. Maybe you can high five yourself or you can high five the screen. Okay? Or you play chess with the centipede, it's possible, you'll see. And it will go back to magic of stories. Okay? Do you all get that, kids? Yes? Ready? Are you ready to sing our favorite song? Because I'm ready. Okay? Let's begin. Okay, I'd like to see you all clap your hands. Clap your hands like this. I'm watching with Mickey Mouse. Are you holding Mickey Mouse? I have my bear. Have you traveled? Have you traveled to crystal seas? Run on rainbows and swung through trees. All you need is to find the key. Read a book, you'll see. There are worlds that the eyes can't see, with furry monsters and kings and queens,
where you play chess with a centipede. It's possible, you see.
with a magic of stories. You can be anything you want to be. Can you give me a pose? I want to be a magical swan. Climb a mountain, swim the seas, find a treasure, come with me. You can be anything you want to be. I'll be a princess with a magic of stories. Think of a pose. You want to be? I'd want to be a tree, maybe. A magical tree. Swim the seas, find a treasure. Come with me. You can be anything you want to be. Anything you want. Anything you want to be. I want to be a king this time. Yay! Can you all give yourselves a wonderful round of applause? Good job, everyone. I super duper enjoyed that song. That's also my favorite song. What's your favorite activity to do, teacher? I like to read or I like to sing songs. I like singing songs, reading, and of course, I also like reading stories to all of you. All right? Okay, so let's begin. Now, before we begin, kids, I would like to ask you a question. What are the first 4 words that begin a story? I know we say 4 special words before we start a story, but I think I need your help. We are Rigel, Zazap, and Zoe. Wow, you're from Pangasinan. Hello, how old are all of you? So kids, what are the first 4 words that we say before we begin a story? Is it once upon a mattress? Am I correct? Once upon a mattress? Or once upon a teacup? No, that's right. It's once upon a time. Good job, everyone. So, let's begin. This is the story of Sleeping Beauty. Once upon a time, In a faraway land, long ago, there lived a king named Stefan and his lovely queen. They longed for a child, but for many years their wish was denied. So they've always wanted a child, right, kids? Then, one happy day, their wish came true. A golden-haired baby girl was born. They called her Aurora, in honor of the dawn, for she had brought sunshine into their lives. King Stefan and the queen were so delighted that they declared a holiday in all the kingdom. A great festival was planned, and everyone was invited to the castle to celebrate the birth of the little princess. So kids, do you wish you were invited to this? I really wish I was invited to their festival, right? The royal cradle was brought into the great throne room for all to see. So here's the outside, kids. Can you see the picture? Horses and knights and some of their guests. The visitors from far and near brought gifts and good wishes and pledged their loyalty to the new princess. From the neighboring kingdom came King Hubert and his young son Philip. The two kings were old friends. They thought it would be a fine thing if Philip and Aurora would marry one day when they grew up. This is how Aurora became betrothed to the prince while she was still in her cradle. The queen showed Philip the pretty little baby in its royal crib. But Philip wasn't very interested in babies and couldn't imagine himself marrying one. See, so this is Prince Philip and King Stefan looking at baby Aurora in her royal cradle. Last to bring their gifts were the three good fairies, Flora, followed by Fauna and Merryweather. They flew slowly down from the top of the great hall, sunshine twinkling all around them, and gathered around the royal crib. "The little darling!" sighed Merryweather. "Your Majesties," said Flora, "each of us the child may bless with a single gift, no more, no less. Little princess, my gift shall be the gift of beauty." So she waved her magic wand, and a sprinkle of stardust settled on the crib. So here is Flora swinging her wand to give Aurora her gift. Waving her magic wand like this. Kids, can you all wave your magic wand like this? Pretend you have a beautiful magic wand with you and give Aurora a gift. Fauna was next. "My gift shall be the gift of song." She waved her hand, and the sound of sweet birds singing surrounded the baby. Merryweather was about to give her gift when a fierce wind blew open the great hall door. The bad fairy Maleficent appeared, furious at not having received an invitation. She was very upset that she did not get an invitation. "To show I bear no ill will, I too shall bestow a gift on the child. Listen well, all of you. The princess shall indeed grow in grace and beauty, beloved by all who know her. But before the sun sets on her 16th birthday, she shall prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and die. Can you imagine that, kids? That was Maleficent's gift to Aurora. So this is Maleficent speaking to King Stefan and his wife. Can you believe it? That's not a very nice gift, right, kids? It's not a very nice gift. With a burst of evil laughter, Maleficent disappeared in a flash of lightning. The terrified queen hugged her baby tightly as the three good fairies hurried up to the royal couple. "Don't despair, your majesties," said Flora. "Merryweather still has her gift to give." "Can she undo this fearful curse?" asked the king. "Oh, no, sire," said Merryweather. "Maleficent's powers are far too great," added Flora. "But she can help," said Flora. Merryweather nodded eagerly and waved her wand. Okay, kids, can we all wave our wand? Our pretend wands again? Like this, just like Merryweather? All right, good job, everyone. And Merryweather said, "Sweet princess, if a spindle should your finger prick, a ray of hope there still may be in this the gift I give to thee. Not in death, but just in sleep, the fateful prophecy you'll keep. From this slumber you shall wake, when true love's kiss the spell shall break." So the only thing that can break the spell is true love's kiss. To be safe, the king ordered that all the spinning wheels and spindles in the land be burned. That night, there was a huge bonfire in the courtyard. So here's the fire, because King Stefan wanted all of the spinning wheels to be burned. All right. And there's Aurora, asleep. But the good fairies had a better plan. "A bonfire won't stop Maleficent," said Merryweather. "But there must be some way," said Flora. They decided to disguise themselves as peasant women and to raise the baby in an abandoned cottage deep in the forest. If they did not use their magic, Maleficent would never guess where they were. So the good fairies hid, kids, with Aurora. Once Aurora was 16, they would return her to the castle. Do you think that's a good plan, kids? I think that's a really good plan because they want to protect Aurora, right? Do you think it's a good plan? Okay. And with a final wave of her wand, she turned their fairy robes into peasant dresses. Fauna and Merryweather were delighted. Of course, the fairies had to convince the king and queen of their plan. It wasn't easy. It would mean that the royal couple would not see their only child for 16 years. And could they be sure that Maleficent wouldn't find out? The fairies explained that it was the only way to escape the curse. The king and queen felt they would do anything for their little daughter. And at last, with heavy hearts, they agreed. They watched from a balcony as the three good fairies hurried away in the moonlight carrying their precious baby Aurora. Okay, kids, can you see? Can you see the three good fairies leaving the palace, the castle? And here are Aurora's parents watching her being taken away, but they know it's for a good reason, right, kids? Deep in the forest, the good fairies raised Aurora, calling her Briar Rose. As far as she knew, she was just a simple peasant girl. She was sweet, she was helpful, but a bit lonely because she knew no other children. Nearly 16 years had passed. In her castle atop the Forbidden Mountain, Maleficent became impatient. She knew the princess was not in the king's castle. She couldn't have vanished into thin air, raged the wicked fairy. She called for her raven. "My pet," she said, stroking the bird's black feathers, "you are my last hope. Search for a maid of 16 with hair of sunshine gold and lips red as the rose. Go, and do not fail me." With a croak, the evil bird flew off into the night. Oh no, kids, can you see? Look, this is the castle of Maleficent. And here is Maleficent speaking to her raven, telling her raven to go and find Aurora. Okay. The good fairies watched carefully over the princess. Each year, she had become more beautiful, although she was still lonely. She would often daydream about the future. On the morning of her 16th birthday, Briar Rose opened the shutters and shook out her dusting rag. Humming to herself, she felt sure that it would be a happy, happy day. Because she turned 16. Kids, are you also happy whenever it's your birthday? Yes? Alright, I also get very happy during my birthday. The fairies planned to make a beautiful dress for the princess as a special surprise for her birthday celebration in the castle. Of course, Briar Rose knew nothing about this. "We want you to pick some berries," they said to Briar Rose, to get her out of the way. Briar Rose had picked berries only the day before, but she agreed to go out of love for the woman who had raised her. "Don't speak to strangers," the fairies called as they shushed her out the door. Kids, can you all say, "Don't speak to strangers"? Rose, don't speak to strangers. All right, so don't speak to strangers, Aurora. So here was Briar Rose, or Aurora, on the morning of her birthday, very happy that she had finally turned 16. And here is the picture of when her aunts were sending her out to pick some berries. All right. Briar Rose wandered through the woods singing to the birds who twittered and fluttered about her as she walked. From a small hill, she gazed wistfully at the distant castle. Someone else was in the woods that day. It was Philip, the young prince, riding to King Stephan's castle for the princess's birthday celebration. So can you see? Can you see Philip on his horse? There's Philip with his horse. And there is Aurora. picking berries and singing to the birds. All right? You hear that, Samson? Philip asked his horse. They both stopped to listen. Beautiful. What is it? Let's find out. There was something strange about that voice. Too beautiful to be real. So you see, Philip didn't even know that he was talking about Aurora, and he already knew that it was beautiful. Faithful Samson galloped in the direction of the singing. There's Prince Philip with his horse Samson. As Philip came closer to the singing, he hid behind some reeds beside a pond. Just at that moment, Briar Rose sat down on the opposite bank. Why do they still treat me like a child? They never want me to meet anyone, she sighed to the birds. But you know something? She added, I have met someone. Who? Who? Asked the owls. Kids, can you all say who? Who, Aurora? Who? Or Briar Rose. You can also call her Briar Rose. So here's the owl that Aurora was speaking to. Right? Oh, a prince, she answered. We walked together and talk together, and just before we say goodbye, he takes me in his arms, and then I wake up. Yes, it's only in my dreams, but they say if you dream a thing more than once, it's sure to come true. And I've seen him so many times. So can you believe, kids? Aurora has seen Prince Philip in her dreams already. So can you believe it? I think they're meant to be. Do you think they're meant to be, kids? And, of course, here is Philip with his horse. His trusty horse named Samson. Briar Rose got up and began to dance, singing about her dream prince. As she slowly twirled, she heard a voice singing along with her and felt two strong hands clasp hers. Oh! She cried, turning around in surprise. I'm awfully sorry, said Philip. I didn't mean to frighten you. Yes, I ship them both. I do too. I think they make a really cute couple. Do you think, kids? It wasn't that. It's just that you're a stranger. But don't you remember? We've met before. You said so yourself. Prince Philip said to Briar Rose. Briar Rose was rather timid. She had never met someone young like herself, and she also remembered the fairy's warning. Kids, can you remind me what the fairy's warning was? What was the warning that Briar Rose's aunts gave her? That's right, it's don't talk to strangers, okay? But before long, she was dancing with the prince. Exactly as if they were in a ballroom. Who are you? What's your name? He asked gently. My name? Why, it's... Oh no, I can't. Goodbye! She slipped from his arms and started to run. But when will I see you again? He called. Never. Well, maybe someday. this evening at the cottage in the glen. And with that she hurried away. So Briar Rose ran away from Prince Philip. But there they are when they first met, when he got her hands and they started to dance like in a ballroom. Back in the cottage, 3 fairies were very, very busy. Flora was trying to make a dress for Briar Rose, measuring it on Merryweather. Fauna was trying to bake a birthday cake. The dress was a disaster and the cake melted into a gooey mess. Oh no! Can we all say, oh no? Look kids, this is what happened. The cake melted and the dress. Enough of this nonsense, shouted Merryweather, stamping her foot. I'm going to get those wands. The 16 years were almost up and she wanted to make this birthday really special. So can you imagine, kids, after 16 years of not using their wands, today they want to be using it. Ice cream cake. Oh, maybe it was an ice cream cake. Maybe that's why it melted. But Flora and Fauna worried that if they used their magic, Maleficent would find them. Of course, kids, we don't want Maleficent to find the 3 good fairies, and of course Briar Rose too, right? Right, kids? But Flora and Fauna worried that if they used their magic, Maleficent would find them. There didn't seem to be any other way. The fairies closed all the doors and shutters and set to work. Flora produced a lovely gown with a wave of her wand. So in one wave of her wand, a beautiful gown came to be. Fauna flicked her wand too, and soon flour, eggs, and milk mixed themselves into a delicious cake. Kids, what's your favorite cake flavor? Comment down below your favorite cake flavor. I'd like to hear. Merryweather twirled her wand and ordered the brooms to clean the room. So kids, this whole time they really were using magic. But then Flora and Merryweather got into an argument about the color of Briar Rose's dress. Pink, said Flora. No, make it blue, cried Merryweather, with a wave of her wand. Soon, pink and blue magic was shooting up in the chimney. The one opening the fairies had forgotten to block. Oh no, kids, can we say oh no? Let's say oh no. So kids, look, they forgot to block their chimney so the magic could be seen. So here's a picture of them arguing over what color Aurora's dress should be. Strawberry cake. Ooh, I also like strawberry cake. Strawberry shortcake. So here's the chimney. Oh no, kids, look, they forgot to block the chimney. High above the forest, Maleficent's pet raven was searching for a golden-haired maiden with lips red as the rose. When he saw the pink and blue magic light streaming up from the cottage chimney, he flew down to have a closer look. Just at that moment, Briar Rose arrived at the cottage door. Where is everybody? She called, pushing open the door. There, beside the fireplace, was the most beautiful dress she had ever seen. Surprise, surprise! Happy birthday! Kids, can we all say, Happy birthday, Aurora? Happy birthday, Aurora! But Briar Rose couldn't wait to tell the fairies about the young man she had met. everything's so wonderful. He's coming here tonight. So here's Aurora, and she saw the dress. Look, the dress is now blue. And her fairy aunts made that with their magic. With their magic. This is terrible, cried the fairies. You must never see that young man again. Why? Asked Briar Rose. You're already betrothed, said Fauna. Since the day you were born, added Merryweather, to Prince Philip, finished Fauna. But that's impossible. But then I have to be a princess, cried the fairies. And you are, dear Princess Aurora. Tonight, we're taking you back to your father, King Stefan. That was all the raven needed to hear. With a gleeful croak, he flew off to tell his evil mistress his good news. It was a sad Princess Aurora that set out with the 3 fairies for the castle that evening. So here they are, bringing Aurora back to the castle. And you can see Aurora is a little sad. I am late. Oh, it's okay, Pablo. You can catch up. No worries. In the castle, all was ready for Princess Aurora's return. King Stefan and his old friend, King Hubert, had already begun to celebrate. To the future, cried King Hubert, raising his wine goblet. Just then, Philip came galloping into the castle courtyard. King Hubert hurried out to meet him. Change into something suitable, cried Hubert. You can't meet your future bride looking like that. But I have met her, father, Philip replied. What? Shouted the king. No, Philip, stop! Come back! But Philip was already riding away. So here are the fathers of Princess Aurora and Prince Philip. Maleficent lost no time in flying to the castle. She watched as the fairies left Aurora alone in her room. No sooner had they gone than a glowing green light appeared in the room. Like a sleepwalker, Aurora followed the light up a curving flight of stairs. At the top, she entered a small chamber. In the middle of it stood a spinning wheel and a spindle with a sharp needle. Can we all say, no, Aurora, no! Don't touch the spindle, Aurora, no! An evil voice spoke. Touch the spindle. Touch it, I say. Aurora reached out her hand and touched the needle on the spindle. As she fell to the ground, the 3 fairies rushed through the door. Ha! You poor simple fools, thinking you could defeat me. Well, here's your precious princess, cried Maleficent, pointing to the seemingly lifeless Aurora. So here is the picture, kids. Oh no, when we saw Aurora, when she saw the green light. And this is Aurora about to touch the needle. The good fairies were miserable. Poor King Stefan and the Queen, they'll be heartbroken, said Merryweather. We'll put them all to sleep until Rose awakens, said Flora. To Aurora they said, you'll awaken to love's first kiss. Can we all say it together, kids? You'll awaken to love's first kiss. The fairies flew about, putting everyone from the king to the cook to sleep. But as Flora flew by King Hubert, she heard him mutter that Prince Philip had fallen in love with a peasant girl that very day. Rose! Prince Philip! Oh, come! She gasped. We've got to get back to the cottage. So here are the good fairies, flying with their wands, putting everyone to sleep. Maleficent's raven had heard Briar Rose say her young man was to visit the cottage that evening. When Philip reached the cottage, he knocked at the door. Can we all knock, kids? Knock, knock, knock. Pretend we're knocking at the door. Come in, said Maleficent sweetly. The moment Philip stepped inside, he was attacked by dwarf-like monsters. Maleficent's goons. They carried him off to the dungeon of Maleficent's castle. Oh no! The three fairies arrived to find Philip's hat on the floor. Maleficent! They gasped. The Forbidden Mountain! The fairies knew that they must free the princess's first love if Merryweather's prophecy was to come true. They found the prince in the dungeon and gave him a magic shield of virtue and a sword of truth to protect himself. Here is when the good fairies gave Prince Philip his shield and his sword. But here was when Prince Philip was attacked by the goons. Oh no! The fairies told Philip that Briar Rose was really Princess Aurora. They explained that she was asleep in King Stephan's castle waiting for love's first kiss to awaken her. Armed with his magic shield and sword, the prince escaped from Maleficent's castle. Outside, his faithful horse Samson waited for him. Maleficent soon learned that Philip was free. Her goons fired arrows at him as he galloped away, but the good fairies turned the arrows into flowers. The enraged Maleficent saw it all. "A forest of thorns shall be his tomb," she cried. She whirled her magic staff above her head, and at that moment a thick forest of thorny vines sprung up around King Stephan's castle. Philip galloped up to the thorns and began hacking at them with his enchanted sword. With a little help from the fairies, he chopped his way through the castle drawbridge, where it crossed a deep canyon. So here, kids, is when the fairies turned all of the arrows into flowers. But here is when Maleficent granted that all thorns were to grow around Prince Philip. Maleficent saw the prince cut through the thorns. She flew to the drawbridge. "Now you shall deal with me," she shrieked. Lightning flashed, and there stood a dragon, shooting flames. Philip held up his magic shield for protection, then threw his magic sword like a spear, piercing the witch dragon's heart. With a dying scream, she fell into the canyon below. Here is Maleficent as she transformed into a dragon. Oh no! Maleficent is really powerful. That's right, kids. Maleficent is super powerful. The prince hurried into the castle, past the sleeping soldiers and guests, and up the winding staircase to the top of the tower. There, on a bed covered with silks and velvet, lay Princess Aurora. In a deep, deep sleep, she clasped a single rose. Philip recognized his lovely peasant girl of the forest right away. He walked softly up to the bed and kneeled beside it to kiss the princess. Aurora's eyelids fluttered. She looked up at the prince. It was her dream come true. This is when Prince Philip saw Aurora and gave her true love's kiss. At that very moment of the prince's kiss, everyone in the castle began to wake up, though they didn't realize that they had even been sleeping. In the throne room, King Stefan yawned, then nudged King Hubert, who was sitting beside him. Now, we're saying, asked King Stefan. Yes, said the sleepy Hubert, yawning too. Well, to come right to the point, my son Philip says he's going to marry. So this is sleepy Hubert and Stefan talking while half asleep. But King Hubert didn't have a chance to finish. Just then the court trumpeters began to play a loud fanfare. The two kings looked up at the great staircase. What they saw made them rub their eyes in amazement. There, walking down the stairs, arm in arm, were Prince Philip and Princess Aurora. They were smiling lovingly at each other. "It's Aurora!" cried the delighted King Stefan. "And Philip!" shouted King Hubert. What a scamp, he thought, pretending he was going to marry a peasant girl. The king and queen hugged their daughter, hardly believing their joy. Hubert nudged Philip. "What does this mean?" But before Philip could speak, Aurora kissed the king on the forehead. That was as good as an answer anyway. Philip took Aurora in his arms. The good fairies watched as the young couple waltzed around the throne room. Fauna sighed. Oh, I just love happy endings. So here is Prince Philip and Aurora happily ever after. And how do we end the story, kids? The end. Did you all enjoy this story? Did you enjoy this story, kids? Yes? Okay, now everyone, that ends our storytelling session for the day. Thank you so much for coming. Please, of course, look out for more of our storytelling sessions and various activities here on the Ayala Alabang Town Center page here on Facebook. Of course, join us on Wednesday for Dreamcatcher making with Teacher Nini. Oh, this looks super fun, kids. I hope you all join. We have more surprises in store for you for the rest of the week, so stay tuned. And of course, because I think you all maybe you all recorded a few things. Maybe you were acting or singing along to the song in the beginning, or even posing with your costumes or your pillows. I would like to see all of that online, and please use the hashtag TinyTowniesCreate, and of course hashtag MakeBelieveAtHome. Again, that is hashtag TinyTowniesCreate and hashtag MakeBelieveAtHome. And of course, don't forget to click going on Facebook on the Spark Sessions event page so you can see all the different updates and announcements, and follow Alabang Town Center here on Facebook and on Instagram. Also, of course, if you'd like to be a magic seeker, follow Make Believe on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and we have TikTok as well. This has been Teacher Monica on behalf of Make Believe and Ayala Alabang Town Center. Thank you so much for making magic with me in the comfort of your homes. Stay safe and I will see you again soon.